What's going on? It's me, your girl Deja Sade, and I am here back with another video. Today you guys are in for a very special treat. I got some bad news, but I got some good news too. So today I'm just going to be going through my life update, what's been going on with me, and what you all came here for, the update on the house. So let's just get it started. So these past couple of months have been like a whirlwind for me. I've had so much growth, a lot of wins, a lot of losses, but each time that I fail or I was knocked down, I picked myself back up, okay? So I guess the easiest thing to start off with is my career. So your girl thought it was in her ministry to be a teacher. I'm not sure why. Well, I do know why, because I love kids. I have a passion for people, and I thought that that was something for me. But just because you have a passion for people and you love kids, that's not your calling, or it may not be your calling. So what ended up happening was I made it to the final rounds for the teaching program. And the crazy thing is I have visited this teaching thing a couple times. So when I first graduated, I thought about starting an alternative teaching program, but I thought it took too long. And then just recently, before I have the job now, I was actually given a position to be a substitute teacher. I ended up not taking that position because it didn't have as much stability as my job does now. And so when this opportunity presented itself, I was like, you know what, maybe I'm missing this calling. But just after getting the in-depth explanation of everything that was to come from my first year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go through with this interview. And then I was like, I don't really know, because the first one I was like, But anyways, I went through with it, but I did say a prayer. I was just like, you know, God, what's for me is for me, and what's not, I need whatever it is to align with what you have me doing. So long story short, I did not get the teaching job, which we have that natural instinct of just rejection and how it feels. But at the end of the day, it did not align with what I had going on. If you guys did not know, I opened up a business. You can go to houseofdejasade.com. That's HODEJASADE.com, where I have accessories like swimsuits, purses, shoes, things like that. You know, we are a small company and we hope to grow as the years go on. And I have so many other projects that I want to work on, and just honestly giving someone else my undivided attention was just not an option at the moment. So fast forward, I did get a promotion at my job. And what's so crazy about this is because now I'm at a place where I am able to do the things, well, follow my dreams while still being able to afford a lifestyle. And that's what I pray for, which is so crazy, because I'll be like, you know what, God, just give me something that allows me to be able to take care of myself and to be able to promote my business and do whatever I need to do with my business. And then I'm just like, I want more. And I have to remind myself to just be conscious of the journey that I'm taking, trusting the process, and knowing that it is a process, and being grateful on each step of this process. So that's pretty much that. Now you guys know I have a business, and yeah. So the next thing will be for the topics, and I'm not trying to really rush through this. It's just that, you know, the BET Awards is coming on today, and I need to cook. It's later on in the day. I've cleaned up, but I need to do some more stuff. So that's why, you know, I'm not doing the chitter chatter today. So next is weight loss. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like, you know, one day I'm doing my meal prep, I'm eating my healthy snacks, and then the next day I just go on a binge where I'm just like, you know what, F it. I effed up this morning, so I'm just gonna eat whatever I want for the rest of the day. And it's just been an uphill battle. Like, I feel like, I'm sorry, and I think I'm like sweating or something. But I feel like it's a constant uphill battle, because some days I feel like I have the mindset for it, and then some days I don't. But let me tell you this, the reason why I want to lose weight is not just to have a healthy lifestyle, which is very important, but I feel like when you can control your lifestyle and you can control your eating habits, there's not much that you can't control. And then on top of that, I think that self-discipline is so important, and I feel that the reason why I'm doing these things is because I don't have any discipline, like just straight up. So this all ties into what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go, because it takes discipline to do what I'm doing now. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be an influencer. You know, I have all these aspirations, and in order to reach these type of goals, you have to have self-discipline. You have to be consistent, and those are just the things that I am not great with. I'm not great with being consistent, and I'm not great with self-discipline. So just to have it, it's not looking too good at the moment. But this week I plan to start back, get on track. I do have a lot of weight that I want to lose. I don't want to focus on the weight. I just want to focus on the discipline aspect of it, and I feel that everything else that's supposed to happen will come along with it. So the next thing is relationships, and not just on a lover manner of relationships, just relationships in general. I think it's so important that during this time I built a relationship with myself. Hallelujah to that. No, and it is no diss to the person I'm dating. I had to take my focus off of that person, you know, because sometimes we'll get wrapped up in our minds, and we'll just let our minds just, you know, just go down this little winding road, and a mind is a terrible thing to waste. So what I decided to do, because I have been dating this person for a very long time, and once again, not having self-discipline, I'm a very hot cold person. So one day I may wake up and I love you, okay? And I'm being honest, because I have to be a mirror for myself. And then the next day I may wake up and think about something that you did to me in the past, and I'll be like, you know what, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I think I'm done. So I had to move my focus from my relationship to the relationship that I had with myself. And I feel that a lot of things that was showing up in my relationship has to do a lot with myself. At the time, before this, I was still gaining confidence in myself. I was still accepting myself for who I truly am, because as I stated before, it was a struggle. And it's not because I'm a bad person, it's just that I didn't understand it. I was like, I don't think it's anyone else out here like me. Like, I have this reserved energy, I have this reserved personality, but then on the other end, I have this big personality, you know? And I had to focus on me. I had to really buckle down and love myself. Work on Deja. So what I did during this time was, I was like in grind mode. Like, I was working on my business, I was working on my promotion, like I was working on bettering myself, bettering my mind, body, and spirit, and loving on me. I was taking myself on dates. I was going out to eat by myself. And it wasn't weird, because I had to give myself what I wanted from somebody else. It's like, how can you expect someone to do something that you don't even do for yourself? And that's not to say that he did not take me on dates, because that wasn't the case. Yeah, so love, it's tricky. At the moment, it's solid. Just because I'm trying to, once again, that self-discipline, get in control of my emotions. Not being so reactive to situations, because at times I can be very reactive. Like, I am an extremist. It's like, you go to 1 and I'm at 10. So that's pretty much that. I just really have to love myself and focus on me, and understand that the right person will be there, whether it's him or somebody else. And I love him to death, but the truth is, we just don't know about people. You know, never trust a man. You always have these dreams and aspirations of what things will be, but nobody really knows. So at this point, I'm just focusing on me. So when the time being and the time come, you know, because you know, I was really focused on that. I mean, I was just like, and it's crazy because we are not there in our relationship. Like, we have a lot of things to work out, and I think that I had a lot of things that I need to work out with myself. Like, I am in no predicament to be a wife at this moment. Of course, I want a family. I see kids and I'm like, I want a baby, and then I had like a really bad baby fever. I mean, it was really bad. Like, I just wanted a baby so bad because I just wanted my own child. And then I had to realize, like, Deja, do you really want a baby, or you just like the idea of it? But it was a little bit of both. And I just think that I'm not in a place where I need to have children. Like, I have a lot ahead of me. Of course, there is never a right time to have a child, but I think I just need to get some things sorted and situated before that comes. So as far as my other relationships, you know, trial and error. It's just a work in progress. And I keep looking over here because I see myself. So if you see me looking over here, that's not into the lenses. But my other relationships is a work in progress, and I think that it has a lot to do with me working on myself. So yeah, and me and my brother's relationship has gotten a lot of better, you know, because anybody who knows us, we did fight a lot, but it's getting better, I would say. So yeah, and surprisingly, you know, other relationships are fading, and I'm okay with that. And I think I spoke on this in another video. I just feel that sometimes when we're moving into different seasons in our lives, everybody can't go with us. Unfortunately, we will want, especially me, I love everybody. You know, I may get mad at you, you may do something to me, and I may not want to talk to you for a while. Okay, I'm lying. I'm sitting up here lying to y'all right now. I'm very cutthroat. But I mean, eventually, for the most part, I get over it. Unless you really do something to me, then that's the only time that I just cut you off. But other relationships in my life that kind of diminished, they're coming back, and it really makes me happy. In closing, in the relationship aspects of everything, what I wanted to convey most importantly is that you have to love yourself. Everything that you're looking for in somebody else, you have to find in you first. So if you want financial success, or you want a successful man, or you want a man that's fit, you want this, you want that, you have to find it in you first, okay? Bloop bloop. And then as far as like your relationships, it's gonna be a work in progress, and always understand that sometimes we just have to meet people where they are. We cannot change people. That's y'all problem. Y'all be trying to make y'all mamas, y'all daddies, y'all sisters, y'all brothers to who y'all want them to be, and they're not going to be. You have to meet them where they're at, and once you understand that, you'll be so much better. And then also boundaries. Boundaries. Like, I'm so big on boundaries. Do not cross them, okay? Listen, I'll say it nice the first time, but I'm not gonna repeat myself. So yeah, so just love yourself and boundaries. Like, that's how you should deal with every relationship. These three things: meet people where they are, love yourself, and boundaries, and everything will be a piece of cake, okay? And stay out of other people's business. Just don't, if somebody brings somebody up, do like this, okay? It's no, guys, Princess just made an appearance into the room. Let me tell you about this. I'm gonna, like, okay, we're at 15 minutes, so I gotta start wrapping this up. So Prince, the dogs are very smart, so they know that, like, when I'm getting dressed, normally that means that I'm leaving, but I was just getting dressed so that I can do my video. So they ended up going in their cages, but I guess they figured that I'm just doing a video now, so they're just walking around. The next thing that we're gonna be talking about is my business. I talked about it a little bit in the beginning. I did launch a business about a month ago, sodejasade.com. I am so happy about this, extremely happy. I did not know how I was going to make this happen, but I did. You can follow us on Instagram at HODEJASADE. Oh, I think I said that already. But yeah, so I just want to plug that in again, just so you guys don't forget. And then finally, we're gonna talk about the house situation. Why I'm not buying a house. Like, oh my God, like. So first things first is I am not buying a home. I know, very sad. Well, it's not sad. So let me just tell you some of the reasons why I decided not to buy a home. The first thing being is that right now, this is not a buyer's market. Now, I understand that right now we're going through an inflation and the market will probably never go down, but I would like for it to settle because right now it's kind of oversaturated. There is more buyers than there are sellers. So it's like real estate agents and sellers, they kind of have the upper hand right now, and I'm just not here for that. The first thing being, I was going to go through a program of NACA. I'm not going to go into what NACA is because you can research it for yourself and see what it is. What ended up happening was I had my first meeting around February, and it was supposed to be right before like the winter storm. The winter storm happened, so they ended up having to reschedule it. They rescheduled it, and then I think I had like my next meeting, I want to say it was like in May, because what you have to do is you have to sign up for like a class. It's like an hour-long class, and then after you sign up for the class, you put like the code in to sign up and register in order to get a one-on-one meeting. You submit all of your documents, like they ask for your pay stubs, your W-2s, like all that information to see if you're actually ready to purchase a home or if you need to actually get some more counsel, work on some things, you know, blase. So it got down to the point where I was at my second meeting and I was with the gentleman, and at this point I already knew that I needed to be gone by August. I had made this up in my head. I was like, it's not that I have a bad relationship, because it's amazing living with my mom. You know, she's really great, don't get me wrong. We bump our heads, excuse me friends, get out the way. We bump heads like any mother-daughter relationship, but overall, you know, it's a great relationship. She brings me food, I bring her food, I cook for her, you know, it's just a nice, and it's just her and I. But I got to a point where I was like, you know what, I just really need to move out. So that's how we get back to this date, and I told the guy, I say, hey, listen, I want to know if I'll be able to finish this program by August. And he basically just told me, he was like, well, you know, after we do this meeting today, I won't be able to schedule you again until August. So I was like, well, when I do this scheduling, like, are we going to be talking about closing? Like, what is it? He was just like, no, like, that's just going to be your follow-up, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, well, let me know if this works for you right now. So I was like, no. Like, this is not it's not gonna work for me. It's not gonna work right now. So at this point I was kind of devastated, and because at this, you know, sometimes I feel like, and not sometimes, you know how you just hear that voice or you get that inkling or you get that feeling like it's time to go. Like, I feel like it's time for me to flourish. It's time for me to have a social life. Not saying that I can't bring friends to my mom's house, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have people in my mama's house and she sleep, you know, just all those things. And I was just like, it's time for me to live my life. So once he told me that, of course, I was feeling bummed. I went in the room, talked to my mom. I was just telling her, she was like, you know, they can't get any other meetings. And he was just telling me, like, due to COVID, like, they're not able to do face-to-face. It was just a whole lot. And I was feeling like just unmotivated, just down and out. Like, oh man, I don't know what to do. Like, what's my next step? So then I started to look into like FHA loans. I looked into FHA loans before. You know, you only need 3.5% down. And I was like, okay, well, this sounds like something that could be feasible. I can do this. Let's do this. And then I started doing my research. So I follow a couple people like Stephen Grams, and there's another guy on YouTube that I follow as well, like just for updates on like the housing market. And I was like mortified what I was seeing. Like they were saying like FHA loans, well, the sellers were looking at FHA loans like subsidized living, and they were saying like, why should I give you my home if you could barely afford it? And with this market being so competitive the way that it is, people are actually purchasing homes way more than what they're actually worth. That's one thing. Another thing, if you know about FHA loans, they are very strict with their guidelines. So if a house is only what the inspector says it's worth, they will not pay more for that house, versus someone who has a conventional loan. They can say, okay, well, we want this house, you know, so we want to get it. And then it was just like the stories that I was hearing about people just putting down like offers on houses after house and after house and not getting it. I was just like, no. So that's when I just decided to pull out of the idea of buying a house. And I was just like, Deja, what are you doing this for? It's like, yes, I want a house, but I was so determined to get like that American dream, to look successful, and like she got her stuff together, that I was about to probably make one of the worst decisions of my life. Because let's just put it here, if I would have put the 3.5 down, which is cool, you have to consider things such as damages, repairs, and I would have not been ready for all of those things. And that's just the honest God truth. So I had to be truthful with myself and at the moment that I was in, and say, this is not your time. And that's okay. You know, I did rap and rave, you know, that I wanted to buy a house, and buying a house, buying a house, and it just didn't work out. And I'm okay with that. I did struggle with it in the beginning, but after I found my apartment complex, I felt so much better, girl. I mean, of course, apartments is not the most ideal living space for most people, but it's just me and little prissy dog, so we're good. I love the new place. It has a doggy park. We have 2 pools. Like, it's in a really nice area. You can walk to like Whole Foods. So I feel like in this season of my life, this is where I'm supposed to be at. Am I gonna be here forever? Absolutely not. But this is where I'm starting at. And even with that, I'm okay with it, you know? So that's pretty much that. So guys, be looking out for the furnished apartment tour, for the unfurnished apartment tour. I am so excited. I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly where I'm gonna move, because you're just gonna have to, you know, be subscribed to see that. But I'm gonna post all that stuff, and yeah, it's been great talking to you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I am going to do my best to be more consistent, because we want you to partner this year. We want you to partner. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Like I said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl, me, Deja Sade. And don't forget to go visit our website at sodejasade.com, and then make sure you go follow my Instagram. I'm gonna have all them links below. You know, you can follow me. So alright guys,